Hi, this is Pat Cavanaugh. I'm coming to you high in our digital studio suites on our building on Milstead Avenue. I hope you had a good week. Just wanted to talk to you about a few things that we have on our mind here at the paper. If you didn't get a chance, last Saturday's edition of the printed edition, Pete Mecca, our local columnist on Dealing Veterans Affairs, wrote a great article on the Vietnam traveling wall coming to our community on May 6th and staying until the 12th. If you hadn't had a chance to see that, it's very touching, and I would suggest that you go to rockdalenews.com and you can read that story, or better yet, you can subscribe and you'll never miss any of these stories. But I just wanted to say a few words about the Vietnam era. To me, that was probably the most shameful, sad period of time in our nation's history, and it was a shame that it happened under our watch as baby boomers, because our government sent men and women overseas to Asia to fight in a war that they had absolutely no intention of ever winning. And that's shameful enough there, but the shameful reception that our men and women received when they returned home after they went, and many who had lost their lives, and many who came back forever tainted, many who we have even in our own community who have physical scars that they've handled with grace, who never would have had it unless for the Vietnam War. It was disgracing to see people like Bill Ayers and Bernadette Dorn, who were in fact murderers, lead the way on these protests and have secure jobs now and have respect from elements of our nation like the President of the United States, who they were his mentors. That just tears my heart out. And I know it does for a lot of people my age that really cared about this. And thank goodness that it took about 10 years, but the people of the United States finally came around and we started honoring our Vietnam vets. By then it was too late for many. But you have an opportunity if you're young or you were part of that era. Thanks to Bud Soulsby, who has been one of the finest veterans that Rockdale has ever seen and had, and who through his efforts and through his friends' efforts have made sure that this wall, the traveling wall, which is half the size of the original wall in Washington, D.C., comes to Rockdale County. It'll be at our Walk of Heroes. Families are invited. It's free. There's activities planned. And I will tell you, if you haven't seen this wall in person, I have many times in Washington, D.C., and I will tell you that it's so touching. And if you can walk all the way from the beginning to the end of it without bawling, and have your heartbeat with a sadness and a pride at the same time, then you're not much of a person as far as I'm concerned. Because I'll tell you, it just is something spectacular for something that's so plain and simple. And with a replica of that coming here, you'll have that same opportunity, and your family will. And we have 9 veterans that gave their lives during the Vietnam War whose names are on that wall. And I'm going to read their names in honor and in tribute, because they deserve to have their names read in honor and tribute. You may have to. And they are, and I'm going to read their names here because I don't want to mess them up. It's Harlow Gary Clark Jr., Donald Wayne Garrett, Robert Wayne Hamlin, Melvin Douglas Holcomb, William McCaskill, Danny Dean McGee, Thomas Ronnie Range Jr., James Earl Skipper, and Thomas Clinton Smith Jr. These boys gave their lives for you. They made our country a safe place as we did try to fight communism in those days. At least that's what we were told. But they didn't know any better than that, and they went over and they served their country well. We owe them a debt of gratitude every day of our lives. Here's your chance. They're coming home. Here's your chance to take your families out and say, hey, thank you. So, plan to put that on your calendar, May 6th to the 12th. I promise you that, that will be a time well spent. And like I said, and I hope your heart does the same as mine when it sees the wall. It's filled with sadness, but it skips a happy beat because I know that we have veterans like this who are out protecting us every day, and my family and I feel much safer because of it. So that's our thoughts on the Vietnam Wall. We also wanted to welcome into our community Angelique Harris, who is the new director of the Boys and Girls Club. The Boys and Girls Club does a great job in this community. They're located down off of Green Street, and they need somebody like Angelique to lead them and get involved in the community and let people know that this gem that we have exists here. And we need to be involved, and we need them to be involved and reach out to the community to ask for our help. And we're hoping Angelique will do that. And as you see her around the community as time goes on, we think the Boys and Girls Club folks out of Atlanta made a great choice on her. We're looking forward to working with her. And again, the Boys and Girls Clubs are great youth-oriented facility and the programs they have. I myself was in the Boys Club years and years ago, and I've been on boards, and it just does a good thing. So if you see Angelique, tell her hi. Welcome her to your club or your organization. Get her involved in our community, and let's bring this little gem and make it a centerpiece of what we are here in Rockdale County. Hope you have a good week. We intend to have one. Easter's almost on its way, so hope all the little kids are getting excited for Easter and you got their Easter clothes all picked out. But we'll be back with you again next week. If you have any thoughts of your own, feel free to send them or put them on the open space beside me. Or come in and we'll be glad to film you. It's not hard, and if somebody like me can do this, you sure can. And we'd love to have your opinion. So have a good week. See you next week.